Alright, this short lesson on reflection. It's another type of transformation. Yesterday we worked on translations, which were slides. Reflections are flips, and they provide what is considered a mirror image across a line of reflection. So, for example, here I have the pre-image, which is a trapezoid, and we're going to flip it across the x-axis. So I'm going to highlight the x-axis so you see it. When we flip it across the x-axis, which we would call the line of reflection, write that down, line of reflection, we're going to end up with the exact same shape. It's going to look flipped, of course, because it's a mirror image, but every one of these points will be this equidistant or same distance away from that line of reflection. So if C is 2 above, the opposite is 2 below. So there would be C prime. If D was 4 above, then D is going to be 4 below, and there's D prime. B is 2 above, so B on that same line is going to be 2 below. There's B prime. And if A is 4 above, it's going to be 4 below. There is A prime. So when I draw that in, you see the exact same trapezoid, only if you could and fold it right on top of itself right there, if you fold it across the line of reflection, that D would fold down onto D, C would fold down onto C prime, B onto B prime, and A onto A prime. So we have a reflection across the x-axis. Now I wrote down the points to the pre-image. I'm going to write down the points to the image now, just so you see it. So here's the changed A prime is at 0, -4. B is at 3, -2. C is at 5, -2. You might be seeing a pattern here. So you can probably predict what the next one's going to be at 6, -4. Now here's what I think is confusing to people is when you go across the x-axis. Think about it. If you flip across the x-axis, you're actually moving up or down. So it won't be the x part of that will change. It will be the y part, because the y is how much up, above, or below. So every one of these changed to the opposite of the y. So Z 0,4 became 0, -4. 3, +2 became 3, -2. And you might look at that, because we'll do one more. I'll take that original and I'll flip it across the y-axis. So make your prediction about what's going to happen if I flip it across the y-axis. Once again, if I flip it across the y-axis, you're going to be going left and right, which means the x will be changing. So A is 0 from that line of reflection, so it stays. D is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 to the right, so we need to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 to the left, to get D prime. B is 1, 2, 3 to the right, so we go 1, 2, 3 to the left. There's B prime. C is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And there's C prime. Once again, connect those dots. Man, I'm not very good at connecting the dots. That would be a mirror image of the original. Okay, so all those A prime, B prime, C prime, D prime. A, since it was on the line of reflection, did not change. But think about what's going to happen for that change. If we're flipping it this way, it won't be the Y that changes, it will be the X that changes. So, since this one was the same, you can't change the sign of a 0, right? Well, remember, I'm starting with the original B, which was 3, 2. We are now at -3, +2, which is right there, -3, +2. So this one would be -5, +2, and this one would be -6, +4, and those are your changed points. Alright, so let's show you that one more time. I'm going to flip that across the line of reflection being the x-axis. So there's the x-axis. If B is 1 below, now B is going to be 1 above, so there's B prime. I'm going to do this one with the point, so you ready? This is the point 10, -2. I'm flipping it across the x-axis, which means the y will change, so it's going to be 10, +2. 10, +2 is right there, so there's C prime. And then I'll just do it the original way. This is 7 below, so it needs to be 7 above. There's A prime. And if you could, fold it along the line of reflection, it would fold right on top of itself. The pre-image and the image. So let me do that one more time, flipping it across the y-axis. So if A is 2 to the right, it's going to be 2 to the left. There's A prime. B, I'll do the other way. B is at 1, 2, 3, 4, negative 1. I'm flipping across the y-axis, so it's the x that changes, so it's still going to be negative 4, negative 1. There's B prime. And then C is at 10. I'll do that same way. 10, negative 2. So what changes? We're going across the y, so the x changes to negative 10, negative 2. So negative 10, negative 2. There's C prime. Connect those dots. If you folded it on the line of reflection, you'd have the exact same shape.